Hello YouTube and welcome back one of you all to The Zone for part 19 of Chris Chan, a comprehensive documentary. Now, considering just one second, considering how long this video is, because I kind of just want to get straight to the point, we're just going to get started. So, links will all be in the description. You guys know what to do. So let's begin. Part 19 in 3, 2, 1, and... Additional warning, the following just is blah 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 blah.
What made him this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan.
Part 19. Let's do it.
On October 26th, 2009, Christian created the YouTube account Clyde Greg Cash Maze to further instill fear into the troll Greg Maze / Clyde Cash by attempting to blackmail him with fake info he had acquired, which he believed to be true. The first video on this new account was a blurry clip of a composite picture of Clyde's supposedly real face, superimposed over a famous depiction of the cartoon strip character Calvin peeing.
Trolls of the internet, remember this.
You could tell that it's Chris's voice. How the hell is this gonna fool anyone?
Now this is just a small foretaste of the beginning of his downfall.
You sure about that, Chris?
There's more to this though Photoshop picture than meets the eye. For every day he does not upload a good satisfactory video with the promise and his tell-all details, I will reveal more and more of this until it's fully exposed.
That's called blackmail, Chris.
So there, Clyde, you have another 24 hours.
On the 27th, Chris made a threatening video directed at Liquid Chris, throughout which a heavy metal song which Christian took from the video game Brutal Legend can be heard.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Chris, we talk again. I tell you what, I've heard that you've been bothering Casey. I tell you, not cool, dude. Not cool. It's one thing to break your promise to her, but when you go pestering her like you've been doing lately...
I'm not even trying to listen to Chris, I'm just trying to listen to Mr.
So
Scary.
Stop what you're doing. Because believe me, you don't want to make me very angry. And believe me, I'm on the verge of such. So there. You just back off. Just back off, man. Besides, she told you about how she feels about me. Let her go, dude. Leave her alone. I'll leave you with that for now.
The following day, he uploaded his second video attempting to scare Clyde into revealing his identity. It featured a photo of two scantily clad women kissing, while one's head is covered up by a cutout of the person dressed as Spider-Man from the photo allegedly showing Clyde.
Alright, viewers at home, we are viewing the second piece of the puzzle, or should I say the photograph. Mr. Clyde is doing something to do with his buddy Matt, who is really getting super laid here. Another 24 hours.
Well, I'm glad Chris found it funny because anyone else would just find this pathetic.
On that same day, Liquid Chris made a video for Christian, intimidating him to leave Casey alone, while displaying some martial arts moves, reminiscent of those previously acted out by Christian himself.
I'm coming for ya! I am the only one here who is fit for Casey. And another thing, oh yeah, and this one's for you. A real deal. Curse ye me ha! Oh, by the way, I have been talking to some people named Jack Thaddeus and Greg Mays who has told me personally that they are going to help me take you down. So get ready, arch nemesis. I will be waiting. And to the rest of you, peace.
On October 29th, Christian responded with an exceptionally musical video.
Yo, MC Chris, I'm gonna rap it to you, man. Listen up. I think your video, you's lame as. You done copying this and that. I'm gonna screw you. I'm gonna take you to town. Who do you think you are? Eric Cartman? Screw you. I'm going home. I'm a good 5'10". What are you, like a 4'8"? I'll tell you something right now. That ain't gonna let you laid. Yet you had it once with her and you laid it down. She done left you, boy. You lost her. You treated her like a dang rag doll. Dang rag doll.
Oh,
She ain't no rag doll. She's a caring human being. And you was the dang fool for mistreating her like you did. And I love her for so much more than that. And you're so dumb. You threw it all away, man. She left you, now she's with me. So at this point, you could just... So at this point, man, I tell you what you can do.
You had to improvise before it got to the part.
Lovely, good, sweet Casey. At this point, you could just dream on. Because she and I, we share sweet emotion.
He tried his best. He made some friggin'... He made more effort in trying to put this video together than he did to try and clean out his room, try and clean out the kitchen, or solve his financial problems.
Ocean. You didn't share no sweet emotion. You just done played her for a fool. And I don't care, and I don't take to fools like that. And by the way, you know what? I don't care about being a virgin, because you know what? She and me, we gotta be like, loving an elevator. Loving it up in an elevator. I mean, I tell you what, man. She done leave you, she done left you, man. She come towards me. Because she's beyond beautiful.
Chris, let me put it to you like this. If
she loves me, now she loves you not. Listen to the words of Aerosmith. She's beyond beautiful, and she's beyond brilliant.
She also must be very, very shallow and vapid if she really thinks that this is going to be enough. To like, is this really the sort of shit that Chris thinks will convince women to come his way?
She is so fun. She cares a lot. She cared about you too. But you done turned her down, man. You lost her. So face back, man. She's with me, Matt. She is with me now. You're yesterday's news. Just like that, just like the boats that the Mythbusters made out of newspaper and ice. Yesterday's news. Good show, by the way. I learned from it.
No, you fucking
So
didn't.
you can just move on, Buster Brown. Because Mama Brown ain't gonna take that no more. And I will kick your ass, because I'm crazy. Come on. You come find me in person, and I'll kick your ass. Come on. Have a good day. Until when you meet me in person.
Liquid Chris made his own diss track, in which he rapped to the beat of My Name Is by rapper Eminem.
Casey doesn't love you. It's true. I checked her email this Tuesday at 7:02. She has more apprehension than someone like you, having your semen and drinking it too. In orange Fanta chocolate syrup, you just can't refuse. Motherfuckers online think that it cannot be true, but you prove them wrong. Bottoms up is your motto, so it slides down your throat like a melted gelato. I'm gonna rip off your 4-inch deformed dick, shove it up your ass like a certain medallion. Then I'm gonna turn you into a murder statistic, because, bitch, I'm high fucking functioning autistic. Out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you listen to that and you take in the word.
I did. I'm staggered. Good job, Liquid.
From that. Peace, and have a good day.
On the 30th, Chris uploaded his third threatening video on his Clyde Greg Cash Maze YouTube account.
Ah, look at Mr. Clyde Cash now. Huh, his muscles are so weak, they fall right down. Look at that. He's so weak and feeble. And look at him. And you know what? I highly recommend this to every dude who goes around shirtless. Wear a muscle bra, because nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see your doggone ugly pecs. They're so ugly and repulsive. Ugh. Creeps everybody out. But anyway, you want to see real muscles, check these out.
Chris showcases a couple of photos, which were made to prove his strength and show off his muscles.
Where are they then, Chris? Because I'm not seeing anything.
But anyway, enough said about me. This guy is really weak. Stay tuned for another piece.
On Halloween 2009, Christian uploaded that one other piece, a composite image of a scene from the cartoon series South Park, which also features Clyde Cash's alleged true identity and also the individual dressed as Spider-Man, both getting sprayed in the face with foam.
Live from somewhere, it's Good Morning Somewhere, and they are live as Mr. Cash and his friend are getting Jonas Brothers in their face. And also, he likes to pee. He has that fetish. Why do you think I used that picture in the first one? Anyway, and now for something completely different. Stay tuned for something completely different. A bunch of good push-ups.
The push-ups in question were
God,
revealed in a video
so
released
fucking...
on the same day, in which Chris purportedly performed.
That is so fucking feeble as hell. Even I, you know, guys, even with my friggin' fucked up as hell shoulder, I could friggin' do push-ups better than that. You know what? I might actually just make a video at some point just to prove my point. But, whatever. Let's see Chris try.
Performs 30 push-ups for the camera, with great struggle and physical distress. He keeps changing his form throughout the video, and despite his claim, does not complete a single proper push-up.
Wow.
30.
He did nothing. Chris, that was...
Also on that day, Casey uploaded a video of her singing the female parts of the song A Whole New World from the Disney animation Aladdin, and asked that Chris complete the duet by singing the male sections and solidify their relationship by doing so.
Oh boy.
Thinking the video was addressing him, Christian completed the request and uploaded a video of himself singing the male lines of the duet, sung over the original song.
I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder.
The woman featured in the video is from the cover of the drawing instruction book, How to Draw Manga, Volume 28, Couples, which featured, among other things, instructions on how to draw erotica and even sex between two men. Liquid Chris also recorded his own rendition of his half of A Whole New World.
A whole new world with new horizons to pursue. I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you.
In the fourth video he uploaded that day, Chris does his best to introduce himself to Casey's parents as a prospective partner.
Oh boy.
Mr. and Mrs. D, Casey's parents, how are you today? I'm good. I'm okay. But anyway, I am making this video directed to you both. You know, I'm definitely better than the previous Chris that y'all got to know. I am 27 years old. I stand a good 5 foot 10 inches. I'm very strong. Matter of fact, I just did 30 push-ups, which you can see in a recent video on this same YouTube account.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like I am honest, loyal, and reliable. I prefer to keep a soft-spoken tone of voice. But when I have to, I can be argumentative and such. I like to keep things in long thoughts, you know. Sometimes it takes me a while to think about things, but like, you know, if it doesn't take much thought, or if I can come up with a decision right away, then quick like that. You know, it definitely took a while, you know, after getting to know Casey to realize that I loved her, that I care about her very much and I love her. But anyway, I feel like I am a good boyfriend material. Anyway, when the time comes, I look forward to meeting you both. So I bid y'all a safe and pleasant day. Thank you.
Soon after, Clyde Cash responded to Christian's push-up video with his own, in which he completes 31 push-ups.
Wow.
God damn, you can really see how huge my fucking ass is. Which would be an attractive part of me if I was a female. Oh well. Also, my neck is really down. But you know, cause... Oh, and a Dreamcast! 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 And a pile of papers, I guess. Fuck. Just a bunch of lab shit. Yeah, I can't do push-ups at all. Oh, well.
Oh boy. It's this.
On November 1st, Christian uploaded a video in which he attempts to flex his muscles in a threatening way, believing it would intimidate Clyde Cash.
You think you're so tough? You think you're so tough? No, you are not. You are weak. This war is far from beyond over, Mr. Clyde. You got nothing. You got nothing. You are weak and very powerless. I am the strong one. I am strong. You back down. You are a weakling. I am the
Rising up,
one.
back on the street. Took my time, took my chances. When the distance.
Later that day, he uploaded a short clip on his Clyde Greg Cash Mays account
Oh
of the
boy.
World Trade Center Twin Towers, which have been shaped from the photo of Clyde and Spider-Man, which Chris had been using all this time.
Well now, Mr. Clyde, your fame and fortune shall fall just like these twin towers. They go crumbling down with an airplane.
How sensitive of Chris, how absolutely thrilling that he was so big to do this. There you are, Chris. And also, Jacob, since I know you're probably watching this as well, this one's for you as well. And this one, and these.
You are weak. I'm the strong one. You are going down, Mr. Clyde Cash.
Liquid Chris left a comment on this video. How could you mock the almost 3,000 people who died in the 9/11 plane attacks? I will show this to Casey, and she will kick your ass and I will help. Please die. Quick. Not long after, Chris uploaded another video which depicts Clyde's alleged head, superimposed over an illustration of Family Guy character Brian Griffin, peeing on the head of the man in the Spider-Man costume.
And don't you dare celebrate just yet. I'm still going. You are weak, Mr. Clyde Cash. You are weak.
Ooh, the finger, Chris.
The next day, due to the deafening backlash of the video in which he inadvertently mocked the victims of 9/11, Christian made an apology video.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the
Christian Western, yeah, as if we didn't know this was Chris all along.
recent video I uploaded, which obviously was a terrible joke. I had no intention of offending anybody on such a worldwide manner. I was meant only to offend Clyde and to note on how weak he was. I personally feel sad another day of 9/11. I cared about its effects just like the next person. Anybody. I'm seriously. I'm a good American. God bless America. Good.
You know, it's ironic some people say his apologies were scripted, but he literally had to show the script on camera. I, Christian Western Chandler, deeply and humbly apologize for the misuse of the previous joke pic with the towers. I personally felt saddened the day of 9/11. I cared about its effects just like the next person. How incredibly vague, Chris, as usual. And I feel empathetic for those injured, dead, and those who lost their loved ones on that day, whose names are listed on the memorial plaque at the location now. On Ground Zero, that's what it's called, Chris. The joke was mainly directed at how weak Clyde Cash was. Don't fucking try to justify this, Chris. I had no idea of how, or intention of offending anyone. Really, you had... Yeah, I doubt so, Chris. Other than that, God bless America, the worldwide level.
God bless America, land of the free, and the home of the brave.
So again, I am so sorry. Friggin' learn to spell properly, Chris. That would be a great start.
So again, I am so sorry for making that Photoshop pic and making a terrible joke. I love America. I was born in America, and I'm proud to be an American. But anyway, instead of that, I have made up an alternate joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. I will snuff out Clyde because he is so weak. I will snuff him out.
I'm skipping past that part. I don't want to friggin' hear his joke. It's not worth it.
Christian uploaded a short video which was meant to serve as an introduction for the video to be uploaded right after it.
I had a few technical difficulties with during the making of the following video. I only got two hands, and had to handle multiple controllers, and plus there was some visual static between the DVD burner and the television. But at least the final result ended clean. Alright, so anyway, enjoy this because it's about as good as drawing the comic pages. Let's see that copycat one up this one. Love you, Casey. I'm thinking of you.
Don't fucking
The video
dare.
in question was a playthrough of a custom-made level on the game Little Big Planet called Rescuing Casey.
Oh,
The
boy.
characters of Christian and Liquid Chris were made to be controlled by two players, but since Chris was on his own, he attempted to control both of the characters by playing with two game controllers simultaneously. He achieves this with some difficulty. He rescues Casey and shoots Liquid Chris with a paint gun. Christian then moves on to a level
Okay. Just for that.
appearing to show his and Casey's first date, in which Chris controls both characters. This is in fact the Valentine's Day level which he had originally made for Blue Spike's Julie persona.
Oh boy.
On November 4th, Chris had a call with Casey.
Great.
Hey Chris, it's Casey.
The greatest anime betrayals. Now, technically, because what's going to be coming up next is kind of like the rest of the video, the phone call. I'm going to technically cut this into two parts because the next part is going to be very long anyway. So I'm just going to quickly edit this part down so it looks like I had complete and utter control. And now we are back. Good times. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what's about to take place next is the infamous phone call that technically took over 2 hours, but I think for the purposes of this video is going to be condensed to about 30 minutes. And what I need to tell you guys right now is that I'm going to literally keep my mouth shut through all of this because what you're about to see literally speaks for itself. Sometimes that's happened before when I'm talking about Chris. However, this really has to be said that I do not even need to open my mouth. But in case I need to, let's just see how this plays out.
Hi, Casey. How are you?
I'm cool. I'm over at my parents' house because they wanted to call
Okay.
because they saw some of your videos and I gave them the letter.
All right.
Let me go ahead and get my dad for you because he wants to talk to you.
Oh boy.
A troll joins the call, assuming the identity of Matthew DeVoria, Casey's father.
Hello, Chris. This is Matthew, Casey's father.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, I have a couple questions for you. All right?
That's fine. That's fine. I'm happy to oblige with an honest answer.
Well, first and foremost, let's see, you got a job, son?
Not currently, but I am working towards getting a job. I have been filling applications left and right.
Really, really? What kinds of places? What kind of skills you got?
I'm applying for, retail stores and such. Got an application in over at the new CVS in Ruckersville, and one over at Walmart, and I had one over at Target.
Right, that's minimum wage stuff. Did you go to college or something?
Yeah, I went to college, and I got a degree and a certificate in computer-aided drafting and design.
And you're working at Target. You want to work at Target, I should say.
Yeah, well, not really sure what kind of jobs my degree and certificate would get me, but I mean,
You got a degree not knowing what kind of jobs you could get in that field, and you've had it for how long? When did you graduate?
I graduated in 2006.
You haven't had any jobs between then?
Yeah, I have done volunteer work.
What kind of volunteer work? Humor me.
I helped the children over at as an assistant gym leader for the Pokemon Trade Card Game League a few years back.
Pokemon? Wait,
Yeah.
How long ago was this? I mean, wasn't that like back in the 90s when that was really popular? I mean, I think my youngest daughter used to like that, but that was...
It was the late 90s.
Late 90s.
That side's still going strong.
You've been playing a children's card game for 10 years. Well, anyways, I'm done talking about Pokemon now. I got a couple more. Okay, so what kind of place you got? You got a place of your own? Where are you living at?
Yeah, I'm currently living in a 2-story house with my mother and my father.
Living with your parents, age 30. Got it. Almost 30. Excuse me.
I mean, I hope that doesn't strike you in a bad tune, but I just had not felt like I was ready for a place of my own just yet.
You got to leave somehow. You got to leave at some point. I mean, you're really serious about Casey, are you not?
Yes, I am serious about Casey. And with her help, I feel like I could get a good start on being able to, shortly in the near future, move out of the house.
With her help?
And get a place of my own.
You need her help in order to support both of you? I mean,
it's more like, some details I might not understand. I talk to my parents sometimes about that, but...
If you can't support my daughter needs a man to support her.
I am a man, sir.
Where's the money going to come from?
I do have a monthly income that I get.
Do you now?
I get from the government.
You get
my family is a little bit in with the government.
Why do you get it? I mean, I'm a pretty strong Republican. We don't really like that whole welfare thing. We work, and if we can't work, we go join the military. That's what I did.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, you see, I'm high functionally autistic.
Are you now?
Yeah.
That's a genetic thing, right? I mean, if you're really going to get with my daughter, I don't want card babies.
No, it's a myth.
If you say so. Hey, Casey, what do you know about autism? Is that genetic?
Yeah, it's definitely genetic. It usually runs in the mother's line, but it can be in the father's as well, but it's usually the mother's.
Right.
And twins have a much higher chance. Anything else, Dad?
No, I think that's good. Anyways, where was I? If you want a kid with my Casey, I would probably be best if you adopted or something. It's a good thing,
Yeah, in my case, though, I would not care to adopt. You see, I have my dream, and that dream is to give birth to share a daughter with my wife to be, and her name would be Crystal.
A dream, as in like you were asleep and you saw something.
Yeah, and plus in the dream, I had like an office job.
I don't think I think Casey actually doesn't really like that name. You know, it's kind of a stripper name. You know, Cristal. You know, it's kind of like Cristal too. You know, like that.
It would not be Cristal. It would be Crystal. You're just replacing the CRISTLE. You're replacing the LE with an AL.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, you said this all came to you in a dream. I mean, dreams, you know, they don't pay the bills, and I mean, it's just a dream. That's all just from your head. I mean, you think you have some kind of, you know, powers of prophecy? That doesn't seem very, to me, it doesn't seem very godly, you know?
Well, I'm not saying that I'm a prophet. I'm not saying that. But, you know, it's definitely something that I feel that God has promised it to me, and I believe in God. I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, and if you think you see the future, you know, that sounds like you're trying to be a prophet. That doesn't really sound religious. That just sounds like some, you know, mumbo-jumbo to me.
Well, I'm not saying that it is the definite future, but it is a possible future. And I am looking to make that happen.
Well, make it happen.
I am going to.
Do it. When did you have this dream exactly?
Yeah, I pretty much had it sometime when I was between 7 and 9 years old. And
20 years ago, excuse me? And nothing has happened between then and now? You're almost 30. I mean, you know, time is going to start working against you, you know? I mean, life is short.
Yes, it is.
I mean, what do you do all day exactly?
Yeah, I get creative. I like to draw and color. And sometimes I like to create with my hands, like, you know, I sculpt.
Really? I must say I'm not really impressed. But let's move on. Now let's talk about a little bit about what you think about my lovely daughter. You know, what was the first thing you liked or noticed about Casey?
I noticed her beautiful face.
Her beautiful face.
Yeah, and her blue-green eyes are like a pair of swimming pools that I would just love to swim around and bathe myself in.
Are you joking?
So the first thing you notice is her appearance. It's like, you know, you're looking for like a trophy wife or something. It's kind of funny.
No, I actually learned first that she was smart and very delightful to talk to. And then after a while, she and I met in person, and then I got to appreciate her face.
This doesn't really add up to what Casey told me, you know. I mean, you know, from the impressions I got from what she said about her first little encounter, we'll call it, you know, she said she was a little bit uncomfortable around you, you know. And apparently when you first talked to her, you know, you actually were pretending to be somebody else, actually. You know, that other Chris, you know, that...
Yeah, that was another thing, yeah. And,
you know, that Chris, you know, was her boyfriend at the time, you know. I've actually talked to that guy, you know, met him in person. He's actually a pretty nice kid.
Yeah, but if you notice his YouTube videos, he does get a little crazy. But anyway, he's pretending to be me for at least until a few months ago, where he pretends.
But that just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, why would he pretend to be you? You know, someone like you know, guy who lives with his parents.
Okay, well, first off, I'm internet famous for being the original creator of the. It's like a combination of Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu. So I'm like the original creator of Sonic and Roschu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon. I originally started that back in 2000, and I've drawn a few books up to now. I'm still doing some drawing. Because I don't like to leave an unfinished project finished.
You know, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I barely know what Sonic the Hedgehog and Pokemon is other than it's kids stuff. So basically what I'm getting here is that you took two, like, kids things and put them together. You know, two copyrighted kids things. And
but it's like, you know...
Don't you need permission for both Sega and Nintendo? I mean, is that Sonic is Sega, right? I mean, I know a little bit about what my daughter used to talk about.
Yeah, I have talked to Sega as well. But anyway, getting back to if I may finish, yeah. Anyway, I got internet famous, I got the fans, and then I got the naysayers, which were the internet bullies and trolls, and
okay, I'm sorry. This is just getting completely ridiculous. All this internet. I don't know much about computers, but I mean, this sounds like just a whole waste of time that I don't care about because it doesn't pay the bills and it does not help support
yeah.
my Casey.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I
I
understand.
mean, I was in the
Talking about-
military. I mean, I was doing something. I fought
Okay,
in Desert Storm. I fought against Saddam Hussein. And then what? And then you made this Sonichu thing. I mean, it's like this something's not right here, you know. But since you did bring up YouTube, I got kind of an interesting little thing that I noticed in one of your recent videos. I mean, I don't know what exactly you were thinking with this. You did that video with the 9/11. I can't say I really enjoyed that too much. I mean,
yeah.
I mean that hits close to home to me. My mother,
Yeah.
Casey's grandmother, you know, she died on 9/11.
I'm sorry to hear that. I did not mean to hit that fast type of emotion. It was originally intended as sort of a thing against this longer voicer internet troll who goes by the name of Clyde Cash with an alias of Greg Mays.
You made a video basically just trying to mess with some guy on the internet that makes fun of one of the greatest American tragedies of our lifetime. No, the greatest American tragedy of our lifetime.
Yeah, but this guy, he's done a lot of things against me, on the internet, trying to, he tries to destroy my good name with a whole bunch of twisted truths and phrases and words.
Let me ask you something. Where were you on 9/11? I mean, they say everybody remembers where they were.
I was just let go from my job at Wendy's. There's some differences between me and my employer, I understand. Yeah, but anyway.
Would you like to know where Casey was? Casey was at Ground Zero. She was giving blood and plasma, volunteering. And where were you again?
Yeah, I was out shopping with my mom that day.
Really? That's wonderful. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You said Wendy's before. Are you changing stories on me? Have you been changing stories on me through this entire call?
No, I am not changing stories. It's the same story. I had just gotten fired from the Wendy's and I was feeling down.
You'd been fired from Wendy's.
I was let go from Wendy's and I was sad about that. They gave me
Why?
I told you this is because of emotional differences.
Emotional differences. That's
absolutely
nothing. That just sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Also sounds a little gay. Did the fry cook break up with you or something? I mean, come on.
No, it was nothing like that. There was
Why do you sigh so much? That's just irritating.
There was a whole bunch of misunderstandings between me and my employer. He had a spike on his shoulder against me.
What kind of misunderstandings?
Like I did some things that he thought were bad, but were actually good.
Good God! I mean, you sound like you're just some simpering little. Your voice is all waving. I mean, and good Lord, you want to date? You want to date my daughter? I mean, you're not even giving me an ounce of respect now.
Oh, come on! I grew up a lot since then.
God damn! You just this just sounds like a bunch of fucking whining. I mean. You don't even sound like half the man, that other Chris sounds like at this point. You don't sound like you're grown up. You play fucking Pokemon.
I am a grown up, sir. I have moved on from the childish things.
No, you didn't move from you went from Pokemon to Sonichu. I mean, well, what the fuck? This is still just kid shit. You don't have a job. You're still living with your parents. You're almost 30 years old. This is ridiculous. I mean, you want to date my daughter. You realize she's leagues above you right now. She had a good fiance, and you just sit around, play with toys and video games? Is that what you buy with your welfare money? Like Pokemon shit?
I have not played with Pokemon for years, sir.
Okay, so what do you play with? You denied Pokemon, but you didn't deny video games.
Okay, I have played some Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero?
Yeah.
The hell is that?
I have to stand up and play guitar.
You have to stand up to play guitar. Oh, wow. That's Why don't you? That's just pathetic. I mean, that's not. Do you think that's exercise? Could you play a real guitar? I think that real Chris could play a real guitar.
I worked hard for my father in his garden. I pulled weeds. Those weeds are very hard to pull.
My grandma pulled weeds. My grandma had arthritis, and she pulled weeds every day.
I even mowed the lawn. And
Mowed the lawn.
Yeah, and again, those were very hot days too.
You know, I see 7-year-olds who mow lawns, you know, all day for.
All right, you know what? I'll pause and interject this one part. There are friggin' 4-year-old children in China in factories that can make shoes. Chris, just no. And again, if you're wondering why I'm doing this part like this and just letting things play out, well, I'll add it towards the end. But I think it's this next part is kind of an education, to be honest, about if you want to try and get onto your potential father-in-law's good side, which Chris is kind of missed the point of this.
For a summer job, and and they get paid for it. Might I add?
And also, you know what? Another heavy duty burden I had to take care of, and that I wasn't paid for. When my dog died a few years ago, she was a sweet dog. I lifted and carried her doghouse to the site where we buried her. Her doghouse. That thing had to weigh like 5-10 tons. It was very heavy. I carried that thing.
No.
You're talking to me about how your dog died. You're talking about someone who has lost friends and family in national tragedies. I had to deal with the loss of my mother, not to old age, but to fucking a plane piloted by terrorists.
Yeah. Well,
but you know, your heavy burden is your dog died. I'm sorry, but you know, boo. I mean, really, I've had dogs die. I mean, it sucks, but that's nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was very sad when she died.
Oh my God.
Sorry, are you messing with me? Are you trying to compare, you know, the loss of my mother, the loss of someone who took care of me for years, to a dog? You calling my mother a dog?
I am not calling your mother a dog.
I had to dig my mother out of the rubble of the Twin Towers, and you had to lift a doghouse.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, that doghouse was heavier than any tombstone. And that doghouse pretty much was the tombstone.
Sounds like you're fucking with me now.
I am not. I am being very honest with you, sir.
I mean, how do you think Casey would feel if, you know, if I told about this? You know, how do you think she would feel about, you know, you comparing this whole lifting a 50 pound doghouse to, you know, maybe 100, 200 pound, you know, tombstone? And that doghouse is probably what, made of wood?
No, it was wood and plastic. That thing had to weigh over 100 pounds.
Plastic's pretty light, you know. I mean, I'm sorry, this isn't even close to the same.
Yeah, well, also, going back to an old topic, I have been deceived by the trolls. A bunch of them pretended to be women who I thought were honest over the internet when I was talking to them for the first time for a while.
Who gives a shit about the internet?
And so them were actually
Be a
true
man.
And those two women died. I was very heartbroken by that. And yet I was even more heartbroken when I
don't even
found out
know these people. And how many of these women have you gone through?
But there was this one time where I actually thought it was a woman. I actually drove a whole day's worth back and forth, almost 24 hours, from my house to Cleveland, Ohio. Well, it turns out that was a bad lead.
So you went to go to Ohio for a fake woman, but my Casey just told me that you won't go and visit her, a real woman. And you've met her before, for God's sake.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was more naive back then, but I am very less naive now.
I am not convinced.
Oh, come on. You should
Come
be
on. You know who you're talking to, son? What the fuck is this? You're just talking back to me like a little kid. Don't yell at me, you maggot. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're just sitting around in your parents' house, crying about your little dog, playing video games, whining about women on the internet. Some lazy little maggot.
I am not lazy.
You're living with your parents and you don't have a job. How is that not lazy?
Well, maybe I don't have a job, but I do work around the house.
Casey, I mean, come over here. You got to listen to this guy. This is great.
What, Daddy?
What is? I mean, this guy's just
Daddy,
fucking.
you sound mad. What's wrong?
I don't know. He's just talking about this little faggot kitty shit. And how he has to do, housework. I mean, and he's comparing that to when your grandma died.
He's what?
Yeah, I mean, he's talking about these heavy burdens he's had to face. Saying it's a heavy burden, kind of like when you remember. Well, of course you remember when we lost Grandma. How would you forget?
Oh my God, I know. I had to volunteer just to get my mind off it.
This guy has nothing to offer you.
I have a lot to offer her.
Well, like
Don't
what?
yell at my father like that. You
what?
need to respect him. He's a retired Marine.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Apologize.
Yeah.
He's not going to do it, is he? No.
I apologize, Matthew. I apologize for talking back to you.
I don't even know how you think you can call me by my name right now. You are not good enough for my daughter. Chris, on the other hand, has my blessing. And if the internet is such a problem for you, I mean, just get rid of it. I mean, you don't need it for anything. Go to a library.
Well, I have a bunch of ties on the internet, and I do go
Oh my gosh.
to libraries. I read a lot of books.
Really? What was the last book you read?
The last book I read was To Kill a Mockingbird.
It's high school shit.
Oh.
Casey read that as a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
Technically, so did I, but it's not the same thing. But well, no. Technically, what I did. Technically, I read Of Mice and Men when I was a freshman in high school. Well, I was 10 basically. When I was about like 14, 15 years old. But that's just whatever.
I think the last book Casey read was last week. She reads books like you probably stuffed candy down your throat.
Stuffed candy. I stuff vegetables down my throat. I stuff green beans. I stuff broccoli. I stuff corn. I stuff carrots.
Wow.
Wow. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I don't even know what the hell...
I eat and drink healthy.
And you look like that. I don't... You don't even know what I just said, do you? I mean, you completely missed that I was, that little analogy back there. She needs a man who can support himself and keep a job. I mean, you got fired from Wendy's. I mean, most people quit. It sucks. You got fired. You weren't good enough for Wendy's. You'll never be as good as Chris at this rate.
I am a lot better than Chris. Believe me.
You're not even a functioning human. You're leeching off my government. I met Chris in real life, and he's an upstanding young man. How are you better than this?
I am an American. I am proud to be an American, and I am strong.
Don't tell me you're an American.
I was born in America. I was raised in America my whole life. I never left the United States of America.
You're not. You can't tell me you're patriotic. I mean, if you were a patriotic, you wouldn't even thought about making that video, that 9/11 video. I mean, that's... I still can't believe why you made that. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you don't do that. I mean, you're not acting like a patriot. You're acting more like a terrorist.
Well, I'm sorry I gave off that impression. At least I was man enough to admit that I was wrong, and I did my best to undo the mistake by deleting that video and making the apology.
Chris and Casey are Americans, too. And sorry doesn't undo the fact that you made that video.
True.
May not, but at least I admit I was wrong. And it takes a man
Oh, for God's
to admit
sake, really?
when he is
He's doing
wrong.
this?
You're not a man. You can't have Casey with this kind of... This is just ridiculous. I can't believe I'm talking to someone who's so naive.
You just crossed a line.
Oh.
You just crossed a line. By saying the word naive.
Oh, no.
That is like the worst insult
What
to me.
line?
You just really tipped me off right there when you said that.
Okay.
What are you going to do about it?
Nothing at the moment.
Nothing at the moment.
Because I can't really do anything. I'm not right there in front of you
Oh,
now, am
boy.
I? I'm talking to you over the phone.
Boy,
All
oh,
I
boy.
have to do right now is let you know that you just crossed the line by saying that
Are you
word.
wait a minute. Are you trying to threaten me? You trying
No,
to
I am
threaten
not.
an ex-Marine?
Oh,
No, I am
boy,
not
oh,
threatening
boy.
you. I am not threatening you. I am in no position to threaten an ex-Marine. I'm not.
Yeah, now first off, I should point out, yes, I know technically Matthew is meant to be a troll, but just, I want to get this, just to let people understand right now. I've talked about, I've got mates who are serving in the army at this very moment. I've got people who are graduating from university, but who are going to go back to the RAF, and some people are going into the Navy. One really good friend I had during a secondary school who is now a flying officer, and he's engaged. And you know what? He's living the single best life anybody could have, because he worked towards it. And my friggin' neighbor across the street, I think they went to the same class, because I'm pretty sure they are both in the same corps. And I think my friggin' neighbor across the street is going to be a flying officer as well. And the dude across the street, my neighbor who I've known for over 20 years, you would be mistaken for thinking he could play a right winger for England for their rugby team. This dude is a friggin' powerhouse. No word lot about that. I'm only mentioning that guys because I know people who are serving in the arms, not just in basic training, but those who are actually deployed all over the world. If I friggin' went out of my way to start mocking them, trust me guys, because I've applied to be in the army myself a year ago, but was turned down because they don't allow people who have autism to join the army. And I thought to myself literally that if they wouldn't do that for the army, then there's no way I would get into the RAF or even the Navy for doing that. Maybe the police would do something different, but I'm not entirely sure they would. But okay.
I understand that, and I respect you as such.
I could whoop your naive little ass with my pinky if I wanted to. If I wanted.
And
Casey could whoop your ass. I'm surprised she hasn't already.
well, I would be able to defend myself.
Oh, really?
So you would hit Casey?
Oh,
no,
boy.
I would not hit Casey.
Have you ever defended yourself?
I have defended myself.
No, I'm sure that was something to see. Have you?
Okay.
I don't think you'd be able to react fast enough.
Yeah, well, you have not seen how fast I can react.
Oh, boy.
You can't even react fast enough to what I'm saying.
Because I'd like to spell check and make sure I'm not making any mistakes.
Making
That my
mistakes.
mouth does not go faster than my mind.
What are you even...
That is another one of my faults, I am willing to admit. Sometimes my mouth goes faster than my brain.
AKA sometimes he thinks before he speaks. That's basically what he's saying.
Well, I bet that's not the only thing that goes faster than your brain. Okay, so tell me why exactly you aren't naive. You know, why is this crossing the line so much?
Because it's insulting my intelligence. You made me feel anger.
I mean, because you haven't proven your intelligence to me.
Well, just like a computer, my brain is random. And it picks up
It's not
memories
very
at
true.
random. I cannot simply
That's
access
not how a
them
computer
sometimes,
works.
even though most of the time I can. But sometimes I can't, and they later come back to me at random.
This is just this is insulting to my intelligence talking to you. I mean,
yeah.
you've shown me nothing but disrespect.
I have shown you respect for a while during the conversation.
Now, this is the kind of respect you show me. I would hate to see what kind of respect you show Casey.
Jesus.
I'll just say that this has been the most experiencing conversation, and I wish you a pleasant evening. Take care, Mr. Devoria, and stay safe. And please give my most fondest regards to Casey as well. I love her, and I care about her very much.
Don't you hang up on me. When did I say that this conversation was over?
Yikes.
You could say the insult, and I'm getting tired of the insults. I feel like I need to go take a shower and get ready to sleep. I mean,
Yeah, actually, that's fine. You know, you can go whine and, you can weasel your way out of this. You don't even deserve my daughter. I mean, what are you going to do after this? What are you going to do tomorrow? You're going to get up and play video games again. You know what Casey's going to do? She's going to go to school, and she's going to call Chris back. That's what she's going to do.
well, that's what you think she's going to do. You do not control her.
Because, you know why she's going to do that? Because he's the one she wants.
I see.
Well, this has really been enlightening. Learning about, just how unworthy a person could be for my daughter. How much of a, I have to congratulate you, though, because you totally did a great job at getting Casey and Chris back together.
Seriously, Chris, how could you? You've been so insulting to my father and everything. Chris would never have done this. Maybe I did make a wrong decision. But I don't think I can do this. Maybe I was thinking of him all along. Maybe I just displaced things. I can't believe you would do this. You know what? I don't want this. I don't need this right now. I have so much going on with finals and everything. Yeah, Mike's right. You're going to have to do something huge. I mean, you can't even work on the comic you promised me. You made me a stupid little Big Planet thing. Where the hell's the comic, Chris? I bet you're not even going to finish the comic. You can't even finish it tonight. Or anything. You can't do anything.
I can so.
Well, obviously you're not motivated enough because you haven't done anything like that. You promised me tons of things. You never keep your promises. You just sit around playing video games. You made a stupid little Big Planet thing for me. I mean, come on. All I wanted was you just to pay attention. You don't even pick up the phone anymore because of the trolls, because of the stress. I can't do this. I want a real man. You see, you can't even say anything. Dad, I think you're totally right.
Yeah, don't tell him where we live. I don't want my name and number.
See, look what you've done, Chris. Look what you've done.
I'm sorry.
It's not like you're going to do anything to make up for it. So you know what? I don't even care. Dad, you can do whatever. That's all he could say. I'm done.
I don't want to get in trouble for beating the shit out of this faggot anyway.
I'm going to go. This is too much for me. You can finish this off, Dad.
I'm sorry. Have a safe, good evening.
So, what are you going to do now?
Jesus. End of part 19. Jesus Christ. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for... Well, technically, no. Because let's just talk about this for a second, and this might take a while, but I'm going to do it just in case. One of the most difficult parts of being in, let's say, because my sister has been in, she's been dating guys since she was 14. Some of them have been absolute losers. Some of them have just been deadbeats. My sister's current boyfriend, she's been dating for nearly 3.5 years now. You know what? I didn't particularly think like she was just gonna. It was just gonna be like a, because like just seeing some of my sister's previous boyfriends, I would say that they're pretty. I don't really want to say wimpish, but they don't particularly look like they have everything together. And Now, technically, you want the best for your family. That's absolutely understandable. You would want them to go out with someone who's successful. But you know what? And this is something I think everybody begins to learn at some point. Parent, relative, sibling, or anything like that. You begin to realize all you want is for your family to be happy. And as long as you think they're making the right decision, then that's fine. It's important to realize that, again, my sister's been dating guys for about just over 6 years now. It's not for me to say who she can and cannot go out with. That's her decision. My sister, just like myself and my youngest brother, we have absolutely no problem speaking our minds and speaking up for ourselves. And don't think it's just because I'm trying to play the tough older brother figure because I'm wearing the jacket. I just like wearing the jacket. I think it makes me look cool. That's the only reason why I wear it at all. Oh dear. But I suppose really because, listen, my brother has had relationships before. I'm the only one out of my entire family who has never been in a relationship. I am not proud I'm not ashamed of admitting that. Because I'm, 22 years old and 6 months. I'm 22 and a half. And I've never been in a relationship. You know what? To be honest, I don't really think I want... I'm starting to now begin to think that I actually don't really want to be in a relationship. Because... Not because I don't want kids, although, to be honest, I'm very sort of like up in the air about wanting kids, but wanting them for the right reason, or feeling as if I was ready in any which way to start being a parent. As I'm starting to get older, I'm beginning to get the suspicion now that no matter what age I was going to get to, whether I was like successful in like 3.5 or so years from now, I generally do not know. Even if I had like 6-figure salaries, if I had a house of my own, if I had a car on my own, if I had a beautiful loving wife of my own, I had all that stuff. I genuinely do not know. At the bottom of my heart and in here, I genuinely do not know if I would be ready for anything as serious as that. Because, like I said in the thing about Bob Chandler, being a parent is a lifelong responsibility. You don't stop being a parent. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring that part pretty much into this is for the next part I was going to bring up into this. Chris is not just... it's sort of like a self-aware thing, which we know Chris isn't. And why he takes... I think the reason why he takes such a big offense to being naive is because people call it as they see it. Because, well, what else? How else could you describe Chris? Because if it's not the fact that Chris falls for these schemes left, right, and center, or just it's literally like Chris's entire life is just held up to the light for everyone to see. And if you're wondering what was going on, I think like a moth flew into my room somewhere. I'll deal with that by when I shut this off. It's like 20 to midnight right now, but I think I can still go on for about another 10 or so minutes. So let me just try and continue. The worst thing in the world, because I've seen this from my brother and my sister, is that when they introduce their girlfriends or boyfriends and that to my parents and that, my mum is just kind of just trying to be supportive, and she looks kind of enthusiastic because I know she does the opposite of what my dad does. My dad just kind of like goes, well, my daughter has made that decision. I'm not going to be the one here to say that I told you so. I should just let her get on with it. I think, at one point before, I thought my dad was just kind of like being just like, oh, well, you're getting that old now. Sucks to you if this goes wrong. I think my dad is just trying to say, well, you know what? She's proving her independence. Let's just see what happens. And it's her business. It's not mine. Even though, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure how I would react if my daughter brought home her first boyfriend. I mean, I would want to know exactly, like, what is it, like, why, because again, I think this is just like, what any father would do is just, you would want to find out why you think you're good enough for your own daughter. And guys, I know plenty of stories about where these sort of things have happened, and I'm pretty sure like my sister and my brother have been interrogated by the other half's parents as well, because they'll be probably wondering why do they think they're so good to go out with their son or their daughter or their son and stuff like that. Fortunately, again, I've never really been in that scenario. However, I am not successful at the moment. I'm not in a position to say right now that I want to spend like the rest of my life with someone, because I friggin' still need to get my life together. I still need to make a success of myself to show that I'm serious about trying to build a stable environment for my family to be in. I don't particularly think it's that bad a deal. If you want to look after your family, you want to prove you're serious and all that, you don't make excuses about it. You don't say stuff about lifting a doghouse. You don't make videos mocking the people who died at 9/11. You don't do that shit. You gotta do what you gotta do. Unfortunately for Chris, what he thinks he's gotta do is fixate on things that don't matter, and somehow think that somebody who claims to be an ex-Marine is just going to take this and say, oh, okay, you know what? Because if I really was Casey's father in this scenario, I would pretty much be saying the exact same thing. And even though this technically was supposed to be a troll, I don't particularly think anybody else who was in a case who was meant to be portraying Matthew in this call would have reacted any better to this, because I pretty much would have said the same thing. Like, you're drawing and coloring some solitude. Do you have picture? You're gonna make money. How? I'm not convinced. Now, and also just somebody who complains size, that's just friggin' boring as well. And again, the thing about the autism isn't exactly the retard baby thing. That's a bit iffy if you were to ask me. However, the only part I want to ask about that is that why did Chris take more offense to the thing about being naive and the thing rather than being autistic? That is a thing I would take offense at. If despite all I did, despite all my successes and all that, people would still say, yeah, but he's autistic. He's going to be a friggin' nightmare to be around. He is going to be a liability for your daughter. He is going to be like this for the rest of his life. And that's why you can't date him, because he's an absolute friggin' retarded little man. That's the shit I take personal issues with, not so much being naive. Because you know what? If somebody were to call me naive, I'll just ignore it, because am I naive, or am I just going to take this lying down? It's as simple as that. And again, I hold no shame whatsoever about admitting the fact that I'm straight up not ready for any relationship, nor am I looking for a relationship anytime soon. What I'm more concerned about right now than getting a boyfriend, free girl, anything like that, is to work towards getting my life back, getting my life together, getting my shit together. Make sure I'm working for a sound and renowned purpose to make sure that, you know what, when I do feel like I'm ready to settle down, I'm going to be mature, I'm going to be serious, I'm going to be civilized, dignified. I am going to be every single part I have been for the last 12 years of my life. I am going to, because you know what, and I don't know generally about what you guys probably think about me, but I still feel as if like I've still got a lot of growing up to do, because many people have said that I talk really mature for somebody who's just 22 years of age, but you know what? I still have got a long way to go. You don't stop growing. You don't just stop developing at like a certain age or something like that. You keep going. This is what you got to do with your life. And, you know, considering the way that the video ended on part 19, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end this video off with the music and all. So I'll just say that we'll do it like this. Following the end of the Matthew phone call, Chris and Casey's communications were turned off. Evidently, the call had transpired that when it was held to the light, Chris's life of playing games, acting childish, only earned him into a one-way street in which acting like an adult would be the only way he could secure himself a proper relationship. Had he not acted sooner on this, maybe things would have been different, and maybe the world he lived in would not be quite as he imagined it.